This 5-inch monitor from a company you've never heard of is probably the best monitor you can get under $1,000. No, seriously. Stay tuned. This is the Feelworld F570, and it is a 5.7-inch monitor designed to accept a 4K signal. Now, let's start with the company. Feelworld is a company based out of Germany, and I was just searching on the internet and found this monitor, and I was looking at getting a small HD focus. That's what I was looking for. I needed a thin, small monitor, and this has got a huge battery on it right now, but I needed a small monitor to replace the monitor I had that would give me good quality, something that was small, something that was lightweight, compact, and a good screen. And it was things that I wanted, like false colors and the ability to see anamorphic displays and the ability to flip the screen that I wanted on a monitor, which had me looking in the, I want to say $600 or $500 to $1,000 range. A lot of the small HDs, a lot of the other companies out there, but this little thing right here caught my attention. I was like, 200 bucks. I can get 2 of these for the price of a small HD, almost 3 of them if you include the kit. Let's see what it's about. So I ordered this thing and was blown away at the quality. There are a lot of good things about it. There are a few bad things about it as well, and we'll go over that. But let's talk about what comes in the box. You get a well-designed box from top to bottom. This is the sun hood, which is decently made. It just doesn't connect real good. I don't like the way it connects. I assume it goes on top and sort of snaps into place, but it doesn't. Like, this is frustrating and probably all I've been able to get. Maybe I got it wrong, I don't know, but I've broken probably 1 or 2 of those trying to figure it out. Instructions, of course, for anybody that wants to read instructions, we got tons of them. They're pretty simple. I went through them once or twice. And here is the monitor, which comes in a nice plastic 5.7 inch, or as I call small HD killer, aluminum all the way around, or at least it feels like aluminum. You have your buttons on the top, your mount on the bottom. You also get your battery plate adapter, which can be screwed on the back. Takes the NP Sony batteries. 4 screws for that mount. That plugs right into the back. And like I said before, I'm sure you can get other mounts for this monitor, maybe if you contact Feelworld. You also get a shoe adapter with the little tool to tighten it. I don't always use them, but I always keep them. You also get an HDMI cable, and it goes from like your mini HD to your regular HD for you DSLR users out there. Not your micro, so not what's normally used with your A6500, but the one that's usually on the side of a 5D Mark III or Mark IV. And your clamp that goes under your monitor for your sun hood. When I first got this unit, the first thing I noticed was how bright the display was. I mean, look how bright it is. On the screen, it may look faded out because it's probably overexposed, but I promise you, this is one of the best screens I've seen in a long time. Like, it is really comparable to like my Adamus Inferno. And it's hard to think that you get that out of a $200 monitor. Viewing angles are perfect. Very, 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 very sharp. Very, very sharp. You will see how sharp it is. The color rendition is perfect. You can actually go in and make any changes and calibrate it to your liking, but it comes with beautiful color out of the box. Not oversaturated, not too light, not too dark. I can still see my shadows well. I don't think you get, you're not gonna get anything crazy like the Adamus Infernos with the HDR and all of that stuff. However, you're gonna get one of the best Rec 709 images you can from a monitor that's not a lot more expensive. Let me put this disclaimer in it. I've used better monitors. However, I've never used a better monitor even close to this price point. Now, with that being said, I own some Aperture monitors, and the Aperture Fine HD2 is a great monitor. It's just not as bright as this, and it's a pretty decent 7-inch monitor. It's not good for gimbal work. It's good to go on maybe the top of your camera or maybe on a light stand next to it. It's not good for gimbal work like this is. I have a larger battery on it. You can go with a really slim battery, and this takes the Sony FP batteries, which I have a ton of because I use them for lights and things. But let's talk about some of the features on this monitor that I really love. One of the key things that I really like about this monitor that you don't get on most monitors under $500 is you get full HDMI ports in and out. That alone is ridiculous. Find me another monitor that's under 200, under 300 bucks that's giving you both. You're going to sacrifice something, and a lot of times it's going to be quality. I've had some bad monitors. I mean, you turn them to the side, they look like a laptop from 1989. It's bad. However, to get the quality you get, and that's the most important thing with a monitor, you want great quality. This monitor gives you excellent quality. Like, it is like using an iPad for a monitor. The screen quality is that good. Now, it's only like a 400 nit. It's not designed for outdoor use like the Small HD is advertising or the Infernos are advertising. However, because it's so bright, it can hold its own. And if I'm thinking about spending $500 for a Small HD that's decent in highlight or decent in daylight, or I'm spending $200 for one that's also a little less decent in daylight, I might as well save my 400 or 300 bucks. If I gotta put a sunscreen on the Small HD, you might as well get this. That's just how I look at it. That 400 bucks can go towards another lens or something. Sigma got some great 16 millimeter, 18 millimeter, 20 millimeter lenses that are f2.8, f1.4, or whatever, that I'd much rather have with this monitor over the Small HD. And having the ability to do some things with it. And don't get me wrong, there's some great features that the Small HD offer where if you need it, that's the monitor for you. If you need LUTs, that's the monitor for you. And the operation of it is pretty decent, it's pretty unique, it's more of an operating system, and that's fine. If you need all of that, go get it. However, if you need a great quality image at a great price with a very bright and sharp screen, a monitor that can handle 4K without a problem. If you need HDMI in and HDMI out, it's hard to pass up on this monitor. It's hard. Once you get it and open it, you will understand. It's hard. This is a great monitor. Let's talk about the monitor for a second. Let's start with the bottom. Let me show you what you get on the bottom. On the bottom, you get 2 HDMI ports. HDMI in, HDMI out. Now, a lot of people don't like the fact that they're located on the bottom of the monitor. Doesn't bother me a bit. I'll just get me a right angle converter and just have it pointed out the back or the front or however I want it. It just doesn't bother me. Some people have complained about it. You have a port to upgrade the monitor with new firmware, though I haven't yet. You have a headphone jack. You hear me, A6500 users, A6300 users? You have a headphone jack. This monitor is $199. Yeah. You have a 12 volt DC in so that you can power it in ways other than the battery. One thing, I don't know if it charges the battery or not. I really don't know. Let's take a look at the back. The battery plate is installed when you get it. However, I'm sure you can order different battery plates for different batteries. If you got a lot of Canon batteries left over from making a switch or whatever, you can use those battery plates if you contact the manufacturer, maybe go on Amazon and purchase them. On the top, you have your power button, your menu button, your up and down button to go through your menus, your menu button to select, your left and right button, your F1 and F2 button. Those 2 buttons can be programmed to do anything you like. Initially, F1 allows you to flip the screen, which I love, coming straight out the box. and F2 lets you change your aspect ratios. They can be changed in the menu to do whatever you want them to do. So here we have 4 monitors. We have the Adamus Inferno, we have the Feelworld, we have the Aperture Fine HD 2, and the Viltrox DC50. So obviously, the Inferno is gonna be a little brighter, you know. Even right now I'm shooting at Rec 709, and you can cut the brightness down and cut the brightness up. And even if I go to Atom HDR, you get a really good picture. However, the sharpness is pretty much about the same. This is a little brighter, and this has the original signal that's being ran to 4 of the monitors, so you may see a little fall off in between, but you still get an idea of how it competes or compares to the Inferno. And I think it's kind of hard to show you guys filming a monitor on a camera. It's just difficult to do. Let's just be honest. Let's start there. And you know, I had to underexpose it a little bit to make sure you guys can see everything, but trust me, the Feelworld looks good sitting next to what used to be a $2,000 recorder. I think they're going for like 13 or 11 now. It looks good. Now the other 2 monitors I'm gonna show you, they don't even hold a candle to it. It's not even close. So this is the Feelworld next to the Small HD. The Feelworld is much brighter. I mean, you can just see in that image just how much more contrast you got. It almost makes it look like the aperture has glare on it or something. It's like it's really glare, which it has some glare on it, but it's still not competing with the Feelworld. Not at all, not in my opinion. It's too washed out. It just doesn't provide the level of detail you're getting with the Feelworld. And the Feelworld is a smaller monitor too. Last but not least is the Viltrox DC50, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it's completely blown out. I mean, it's just not in the same ballpark of any of these monitors. It's for reference only. I mean, even if you can just see there, and it's out of focus. Just look at how blown out it is. And you would think that I am overexposed, but I'm not. Even if I underexpose it, which I'll do for you guys, it's still not picking up a lot of detail. Where here you have a ton of detail. Here you have even more detail. I mean, look at well, you can't even see, it's cutting off some of the screen here. That's messed up, I never noticed that. But back here, how you can see behind the truck, behind the Bentley Bentayga, and here you can't. However, here you can. And here you can. So it's just a complete night and day difference among all the monitors. I mean, this is, at the time, you could get 10 of these for the price of the Adamus, and it's just an amazing monitor for what you're spending. I mean, 200 bucks, you just can't beat it. I am so happy with this purchase. However, I still have to find a way to protect the screen. Some of the other features this monitor has is histogram, peaking filter, false color, 9 grid, image freeze, DSLR scale, pixel to pixel, RGB check fill, image flip, exposure warnings. You have the ability to zoom in and zoom out. You have anamorphic mode. Those are the things that I really, really love about this monitor. The fact that you get histogram and false colors on a $200 monitor that also gives you a great image is unheard of. Like, I cannot tell you the value that you're getting. And let's make something clear. I paid for this monitor. I don't know these people. They ain't never sent me a dollar, a dime, a sticker, nothing. I don't know these people. I'm just being real with you right now. I bought all kind of $200 monitors. Lily Pop, freaking apertures. I've bought all kind of Polaroid monitors. I've bought all kind of $200 monitors. I've never gotten a monitor close to this for 200 bucks, for 300 bucks, for 400 bucks. My next best monitor that I've owned has been the Adamus Inferno compared to this. I've played with some small HDs. They're great monitors. However, spending 1,500 bucks on a 5.7-inch monitor is, I can go get an Adamus Sumo for that. That's freaking 20 inches and record. So that's just, me speaking, and don't get me wrong, you know, I'm sure Small HD make wonderful products. I'm not knocking them. However, you cannot look over this monitor for 200 bucks. That's just me being really honest with you. If you follow me, you know I'm being really honest with you. I've had this monitor for about 2.5, 3 months, and you know, I like to take it on shoots. I like to shoot around with it. I like to test it before I come here and talk to you about it. I'm not one of those guys who get a monitor, open it in front of you guys, and automatically have this opinion about it. I've had some monitors that were trash that I had to send back. It's just the way things work when you actually use it. I'm gonna actually tell you some things about this monitor that you have to really be mindful for if you purchase this monitor. With the good also comes the bad. There are a few things you need to know before you buy this monitor. The biggest issue I've had with this monitor is the fact that if you do not protect it, if you do not protect the screen, if you do not cover it, triple pack it, put it in plastic, something. If something bump against the screen, you will have a permanent dark mark. Now, it will not be very visible. You will think that there is something on your lens. You will think that your sensor is dirty. It's not that. It is the monitor. I have an example of how dark it gets and how hard it is to see it, but you will notice it. You will think that there is something on your screen, and it is not. I tried buying some type of screen protector, maybe for an iPhone or something I could throw on it. I couldn't get the right size. If any of you guys find a 5.7-inch tempered screen cover, please post it in the comments. Let me know. I would love to get one for it. Make sure it's tempered glass. A sticker will not do it. I need something that'll spread the impact of, you know, something small hitting it. That has been my biggest concern because I had to return one because of that. But that has been my biggest concern with it. The other small issues is the sun hood is flimsy as hell. It barely stays on. You're gonna probably have to use some type of special way to get it on. It's just not well built. Like every penny this company has placed in this product went into the screen quality and the brightness of it. The last thing is whenever you have a battery plugged in, this light will stay on. That may not bug you. It may bug you. It's just weird for me to see that light on all the time. And that means it's draining battery. May not be a lot, you know, this light can probably stay on with this battery on here for a year before it goes out. However, it's just the mental thing of seeing a battery being drained or worrying that, hey, if I have a job tomorrow and I used it today, will that half a battery get me through the day? I don't know because the light's on, you know, sometimes it's like that. But those are my only concerns with this monitor. Other than that, go get you one. The link's in the description. You will not be mad. I promise you. You will not be mad. You will be blown away. The quality is that good. The image is that sharp. Like, it's amazing. If I can get 50 of these and use them as my TV, I probably would. I'm just being honest with you. Like, it's that good. I would almost dare to say that, well, of course, the resolution is higher than the Small HD. The Small HD is only 720p. This is 1080p, so you're getting higher resolution, but the color rendition, how bright it is, how vivid it is, how the colors don't bleed, how sharp it is amazing with this monitor. I'm done talking about it. It's hard, but I'm done talking about it. One last thing before I go, they make another version of this monitor. It's called the Feelworld F6. It's very similar to this monitor. I think it's designed to compete with the Small HD because it comes with a swing arm that connects to the side and goes down onto your camera. Now that can be done with this monitor as well because there's also a port here and it comes with an adapter, so you can also add a quarter thread to the side as well and maybe purchase that swing arm separately. With that kit, even though it's $10 less, there are a few differences. One of the main differences is you don't get an HDMI out. That's a no-go, you don't get that. And your HDMI ports are not on the bottom, they're on the back. That kit, you get a battery and a charger. I'm sure the screen is maybe the same or close, but I don't know for sure because I didn't buy two, I didn't need two. My suggestion would be to go with this one. That HDMI out is very important. With the other one, you also get a DC power out, so you can power your camera from the battery on the back of the monitor, which can be a big deal if you're using an A6500, A6300, and you want to find a way to use these big old juicy Sony batteries to power everything. Like I said, that one's designed to compete with the small HD. I'm sure the image quality is good. If it's anything close to this, I'm sure it's good. I personally, since I have this one, I'll just take a swing arm if needed, and I am good to go. All right, guys, look, I work hard to make sure I bring you guys really good reviews from guys who are actually using the equipment every day to make a living. I'm not in my mother's basement opening up stuff, rambling about it. I'm actually using it on shoots. I'm making a living with it. And with my money that I earn from video gear, or our money here with the company, we decide what equipment we want to go with. And this is definitely a must-have, in my opinion. The link's in the description, and I'm gonna ask you to do what I ask you to do every week, or whenever I post a video, is just like, share, and subscribe. All right, guys, I'll see you next time.